Hello, sixth graders, and welcome back to chapter 3 of your Math 6. And we are working in our division chapter. And so today we are going to cover multiples of 10. And we are going to be going over some divisibility rules. Now, in the classroom, we have our divisibility rules up on our board that you can see. We've practiced them during our math talks. I will also put up a paper in our Google Classroom under our math section that has our divisibility rules on that as well. So if you are home or quarantined or at night and you just don't remember it, you can refer back to that. Okay, so we are moving on and we're going to go over it real quickly. It has here divisibility. A number is divisible by 2 if the one digit is even. So that's 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So this is written in both of those places. It will be in the Google Classroom, or it is in our classroom for physically in our classroom, on the wall. So 2 different places that you can be checking out this information, and we're going to go through it quickly here, but you can always pause and write these down or hear them again. That's why it's a video. Next, it says a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. 81,030, it says, you can see that the 81,030, 8 plus 1 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 11, or 9, 10, 11. So 9 plus 3 is 12. My brain is very tired tonight. 81,030 is divisible by 3 because all 3 digits equal 12. Next, a number is divisible by 4 if the last 2 digits form a number divisible by 4. So 330, is it divisible by 4? See for yourself if you count by 4s and see what you come up with. Okay. It says a number is divisible by 5 if the one digit is 0 or 5. So in our number, 0 is the end number, not 5. So 0 is divisible by 5 because the number is 0. Next, a number is divisible by 6 if the number is divisible by 2 and 3. So 52, is 52 divisible by 2? Yes, it is, because half of 52 is 26. All right. Is 81,030 divisible by 2 or 3? You have to go back and see if, when we did it earlier, if it was divisible by one of those numbers. All right. Next, it says a number is divisible by 9 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. So 8 and 1 is 9, 9 and 3 is 12. 12 is not divisible by 9 because not evenly. All right, so it is not divisible by 9. A number is divisible by 10 if the one digit is a 0. Looking at our number, 81,030, our 0 is in the ones place. So therefore, this number is divisible by 10. All right, here we have the numbers 3,744, and it's wanting to know if it's divisible by 2, 3, 4. It's not divisible by 5. It is divisible by 6. It is divisible by 9. It is not divisible by 10. And if you refer back to your divisibility rules, you can tell why it is divisible by each one of these. Again, the divisibility rule by 2, the divisibility rule of 3, and so forth. Next, dividing by a multiple of 10. Here we have a word problem. It says Piper collected 420 stamps. She will place 60 stamps on each page of her stamp album. On how many pages will she place stamps? Okay, she has 420 stamps. That is our dividend. She will place 60 stamps on each page of her album. 60 is our divisor, and we are looking for a quotient. So we're going to take 420 and divide it by 60. Now this is saying that the answer is 7. And you can say that because 7, and you can check yourself by saying that 7 times 60 equals 420. Now, if you remember, we did the long division yesterday. So if you've forgotten how to do that, go back and review lesson 21's video on how to do long division, and that will help you out. We also talked about how to check yourself. So if 420 divided by 60, you get 7. You get 7. So 7 times 60 to check yourself is 420. You can show that by adding up 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 and getting 420. And that also helps you to answer that. All right, next page, we have 3 different divisibility problems. And you have the number 360 divided by 40, 300 divided by 50, and 120 divided by 40. And so using your long division rules on 40 into 360, you're not going to be able to put 40 into 36. So you have to move over to your next place, which is 360. And you're simply counting up by 40s, 40, 80, 120, and so forth until you get to 360, and that is 9. Then the top one says 50 goes, and then so 40 into 360 is goes in evenly 9 times. 50 into 300, if you go back and look at it, you have to count up. 50 does not go into 30, but it does go into 300. And so you will count up 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, and you will get 6. So 6 goes into 50, 300 times evenly. And then 40, simply counting up again by 40s, 40, 80, 120, that gives you 3. Now here are some more problems to work out. See if you can work them out yourself. We have 40 divided into 3,600. Now what we saw up above is that you see that 40 goes into 369 times. When you add another 0 to it, you would simply add, you would just simply add another 0. So knowing that if 40 goes into 369 times and there's a 0 after it, just like 50 into 300 and 40 into 120, by adding zeros to one part of the problem, you can simply add 0 to the next part of the problem. So 3,600 divided by 40 is 90. So the extra 0 there, you simply move up, and that is 90. This is a trick of divisibility. You also 3,000 divided by 50 is 60. Again, you're taking that extra 0 and just popping it onto the end of your quotient. All right, and then 1,200 divided by 40 is 30. All right, let's look at another problem. Here we've added even more zeros. So looking at our pattern, what do you think we're going to do? If 360 divided by 40 is 9, and 3,600 divided by 40 is 90, when we add yet another 0 onto it, we'll simply add that to our quotient as well. So making adding a 0 onto each one of them, making it 900, 600, and 300. And so this is something to remember as you're working on division. So you don't have to do the long drawn out process. When you have zeros, you simply add them to the top. Next, let's go over this word problem. Mia wants to purchase containers in which to store her 261 Christmas tree ornaments. She can fit 40 ornaments in the type of storage container she plans to purchase. How many containers does she need to store all of her ornaments? All right, our dividend is 261, and our divisor is 40. We have 40 ornaments in the type of storage containers. Okay, so there are 40, okay, she can fit 40 ornaments in her container. So we want to know how many containers we have, how many containers we're going to need. Sorry, my words are not working, but you know what I mean. All right, so here's our problem. 261 divided by 40. And 40 cannot go into 26, so you have to move over to the last digit and put 40 into 261. That gives you 6. 6 times 40 is 240. Bring down, subtract it, bring down, you get 21. All right, 6 with a remainder of 21. So she's gonna have 7 containers and she's gonna have 21 ornaments left over. Next, we have the problem 5,431 divided by 50. Again, you can go in, 50 goes into 54, doesn't go into 5, but it does go into 54. So you're gonna put a 1 above it. 1 times 50 is 50. You're going to subtract and get 4. Next, you're going to bring down your 3. 50 cannot go into 43, so you need to put a 0. 0 times 50 is 0. So you're going to bring down your next one, which is 1. 50 into 431. You're going to have to count by 50s. 50, 100, 200, or 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400. And that's where you have to stop. 8 times 50 is 400. Which gives you a remainder of 31. All right, we're gonna stop here for just a minute and I need you to switch over to the next video to finish out this lesson. And I'll see you there.